Hi everybody, this is Locker School 101. I'm going to start with a Penco locker. The way that you tell the Penco locker is it's written on the handle. If they've already replaced the handle, a lot of times it would not have that on there. If you don't see it there, you're going to see it on the number plate. Most locker companies put their names on the number plates. This locker is a 12 deep, 12 wide, and 60 inches tall. Now this locker has legs on it. The legs are 6 inches in height. And it's also a single tier locker. This locker is a double tier locker, and it does not have legs. They make single tier, double tier, triple tier, 4 tier, 5 tier, and 6 tier lockers. A tier is just this, a different door. The Penco locker handle. This is a part number PN3309 locker handle. It's a pull lever that pulls out and it opens up like that. What that does is it lifts the lock bar up, goes over top of the door jambs, the latch clip goes up. The locker handle, which is a two-piece handle, like that, is this piece right here. The way that that's installed is it has a pal nut. That part number is PN3311. It simply goes into the pal nut tool, which is a part number PN3314. It goes on, you put it inside the lock bar, put the handle on, and you tighten it down. The locker handle does not have threads, so it's a drive nut. It will actually make its own threads inside of it. To remove the handle, you put your PN3314 inside and simply unscrew the pal nut off of it. And then what has to happen is you can see that fork needs to catch onto this bar. There's a little bar inside the lock bar. The clip mounts on like that. You find the bar. If the handle's in right, you can see how the lock bar is moving up and down. So now you take your handle or your PN3314 rivet, put it in through here, and you simply screw it to the boss. Okay, terms that you're going to need to know is this is called a door jamb, a latch hook. People call it different things. That is the piece that catches the locker. This is spot welded in, and if you feel the lockers, you can actually feel the spots where it's actually welded in the factory. To remove it is very difficult, but it does get bent out of place. There's a tool which I'm going to show you that straightens these out as well. This is called a door jamb adjuster. They get broken. This was designed to fit a lot of different lockers. You simply slide it over and you can bend your lock bar or your door jamb into place using this tool. It's a great tool for the maintenance guy to have. Slides over the door jamb, bend it in, bend it out, go up or down. To go up or down, you pretty much have to take a hammer and whack it. Inside the locker is a lock bar. That's what this is. It's a lock bar that goes inside. This is actually for a 72-inch locker. As you can see, it's too big for this. But you can understand that the next size down would be the 60-inch. Inside the locker, once you pull this out, you have latch fingers. The latch finger is a PN3310. Inside the latch finger is a PN3315 spring. And it simply mounts into place by pushing it up, setting it down, and then you would just slide it into the locker like that. To remove the lock bar, you use our part number GT100 clippers to pull out the lock bar pin. And it's a Christmas tree. We call them a Christmas tree because of the little spike things. Okay, so that part is, the little Christmas tree is a PN3304. It's just a simple little black plastic thing. And you're going to have to remove the locker handle, and you're going to have to remove the lock hole filler plate, which is this, which this one happens to be riveted on. You're going to have to drill that out, and then I would suggest screwing him in the future. To put it back in, you simply push it in like that, maybe pop it. There you go. So we've got the part number PN3310, which is the clip, which is simply just a plastic clip that goes inside the lock bar. You can't get it in from the outside. You got to actually pull out the lock bar. Drop the spring inside the latch finger. The spring part number is a PN3305. And it just goes into the locker like I showed you before. Sure. When measuring lockers, again, you got the depth, the width, and the height of the locker. If this was in a bank, a hallway bank, you could also measure it from the inside to the outside edge, which is also shows you 12 inches. The locker's usually like a 16 gauge locker, metal, which is very thin. The door and frame is usually made out of 14 gauge. If there happens to be a built-in master lock here, before you remove the lock bar, you got to take out the lock as well. Every locker has a master lock hole set. As you can notice also, this locker has a locker shield in it. What it is a piece of adhesive backed material that is very rust resistant. It is a good solution for any locker, brand new locker or locker that's not too rusted through or broken down. And you just mount it in there and you work it in. It's a little bit of a job to get in, but once you get it in, you'll never have problems with rust again with your locker on the bottoms.